Yummy, Yummy, Yummy by the Ohio Express. Really cool oldie here to play. And some dynamics here with this one. So like right into this intro, basically we're going to form this G bar chord here. Okay. And you're going to want to palm mute the E string. Okay, so just kind of deaden it slightly with your palm. Alright, and the first couple measures, we're just going to be doing some eighth notes, about 6 of them on the 3rd fret here of the E. Alright, and then once we do 6, we're going to come up and hit the top end of the chord, the 4 and the 3s, the G, B, E here. Okay, something like that. Alright, so the first couple measures would be just like this. Okay. And then by the time we get to the 3rd measure here, after those first 2, we're just basically going to do it twice as much. We're going to do just a couple of bass note hits, hit the top, a couple more bass notes, hit the top again. Okay, so we're just kind of squeezing in 2 of those now. Alright, and by the time we get to the last measure, we're basically just hitting the full chord 4 times. Okay, so you could just put it all together now. Alright, and you're off to the races. Alright, and once the chorus main pattern here comes in, we're just kind of chilling on some power chords basically. And you can mute them still if you like. I think it sounds cool. But we're just going to be here at that G, the 3 and the 5 here. 2 measures worth of that. Same, just 8th note strums. Okay, then we drop down to, for the F, at the 1st fret here. Just 1 measure. Then we come back to that G at the 3rd fret. But now we can add a little something where we do this hammer on, where we, in the midst of the strumming here, we just do a quick lift up of the ring finger, hit that 3 on the A, bring it back to the 5, and then we hit the 5 on the D. Okay, something like that. Alright, and we're just kind of sliding that in right in the middle of this strumming here. Alright, and you can throw a couple in if you think it's cool. Something like that. Okay, so then the whole thing now. Something like that. Alright, into this verse section, we can get some of these blues riffs in now. It's going to come up to a C, so just 3 on the A, 5 on the D there. And just kind of strumming along 8th notes. Okay, just do a few of them. But now we come over and we hit the 7 on the D. Okay, get that blues pattern going because we're throwing that 6th of the chord. Okay, and we're going to want to kind of lift up a little bit here so that we can then hit the 3 on the G. Alright, so we're kind of toggling between that 6 and then like a 7. 6th and the 7th of the C here. And then come back to the 6. Okay, just something like that. Play around with that. And a couple measures worth of that. Okay, and then we jump up to the G. And here we give it a few strums. Okay, but now we can just form basically a G13 chord. Okay, all we got to do is just kind of like we're doing a normal bar chord, but we just bring our pinky to the 5th fret now. Alright, and we just hit that once, and then we just slide that pinky up to the 6th fret, so we get a G7. Okay, something like that. Alright, just playing around with those little variations in the chords there. Alright, and then we go back to the C, do that same pattern again. Alright, and this time when we hit the G, go to the G, we come all the way up to this higher voicing of it. the 10 on the A and the 12s on the D and G here. Alright, we just hit that full, but then we can still just chug along on this 10 of the A, palm muted. Alright, and then down 2 frets, and same thing there at the 8 and the 10s. Okay. Alright, so now we can just put this whole pattern together. Now a vocal interlude, and essentially this is the same as the verse pattern. It's just that once we get all the way to the end and we hit that higher voiced G here at the 10 and the 12s, okay, basically we just hit it and we don't do any of the follow-up little notes after it or the following chord. So we just hit that G. Okay, so it would just be the same deal. And this will get us into the new section. And so basically what we have here is just a key shift. We play the same patterns as we just did, it's just everything's slid up half a step or 1 fret. Okay, so instead of just doing that chorus at the 3rd fret G, now we're just doing it at the 4th fret for the G sharp. And everything stays the same. So we're just going G sharp to the F sharp and then back to the G sharp and playing all the same little details in there too. So alright, same deal, just half a step higher. Okay, and that goes for the verse as well. This will be the last verse. Okay, so now instead of at C, we're up to C sharp, and you know, the ratio for everything stays the same. Alright, so we're just up there at the 4th fret doing it. Okay, but the only thing different with this one is that once we get to these higher chords, you know, this time we're gonna, you know, instead of being at the 10 and 12s, since we're a fret higher, we're at the 11 and 13. This one, instead of just hitting the chord and then just, you know, chugging on some bass notes, we're essentially doing the same thing here that we do here at the, you know, the C sharp now. We'll come up here and be, you know, toggling between that 6th and 7th of the chord. Alright, but we just do it 1 measure's worth. Alright, so just to give you a thought here how it sounds. Okay, and the outro, which is, you know, just the second vocal interlude basically, you know, with the key shift too. We're just jamming between that, you know, basically the first half of the, you know, the key shifted verse. All right, so we're at the 4 and 6s here for the C sharp. And then we come up here to the 4th fret for the G sharp. Alright, and we're just bouncing between those all the way through the fade out. Alright, pretty sweet. Thanks for checking out the video, everybody. Like it, share it, leave a comment. It's always good to hear from you. Do me a favor and hit the subscription button. I put out a video pretty frequent, so you don't want to miss out on that. Check out the links in the description box below. I have really cool links for tablature books, all the gear I use, t-shirts, fun stuff like that. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.